Coach Maggie, certified health and lifestyle coach. And I want health to be a lifestyle, not a fad, not something you do here and then not here. You do for 6 weeks while you're on a program, but then you give it up. And so I'm all about the importance of lifestyle. So today I want to talk about habits. Now, of course, we all know, unfortunately, we tend to think of habits with bad ones. Oh, I've got so many bad habits. We'll even say she's got a habit, whether it's maybe smoking or drinking or whatever. We think of it as a negative thing, but we really should be working on good habits. We already have a lot of habits in place that we don't even realize. For example, when you get up, chances are you make a beeline for the bathroom, and then more than likely you brush your teeth and you go through this little regimen of things. And the thing is, they're habits, so you don't even think about it. And that's what we want because it doesn't use any brain power. It's just on autopilot and it doesn't use up energy. We only have a certain amount of bandwidth. And when we use it up, that's when we get tired. That's when we get irritable. That's when we start reaching for foods and things that we shouldn't. So the more things that we can make sure that we're doing, and yet it's a habit now, the better. So this week in my Facebook group, Healthy Living Made Easy, each day I'm talking about ways this week to create good habits. Next week, it's going to be ways to break bad ones. But I just want to talk about one today, and that's the idea of pairing something you already do, and it's a habit, with one you're trying to bring along and introduce and make a habit. So think about it. There's lots of things. So for example, let's say, and I've known people who stay on top of laundry, but they never fold it. And everybody, kids, parents, they just know there's the pile and everybody grabs from it until it whittles down to where everything's gone. But nobody wants to fold it. Well, what about if you did your laundry one day and you said, okay, I really do like this show on TV and it's an hour long? That would be maybe your little reward. So you could get all those clothes washed and then make sure it lines up with that show. And then over the course of that 1 hour, now it has to be just that time, you're folding clothes and then you immediately put them away. Maybe you have bookkeeping that you need to do. Maybe each week you've got to balance the books at home or some kind of tedious job. Maybe that's something that you say, okay, I'm going to take this, and maybe you go to a coffee shop and do it where you can sit and enjoy yourself. Or you do the coffee shop immediately after as your reward. There's lots of different things. A lot of people like to read or do audiobooks, but they feel guilty. But what about if you just can't seem to make yourself get out and walk? You put those two things together. So there's lots of ways to take things that you enjoy along with something that not so much, so that that gives you a motivation to do those things. So more than likely, there are things that you're doing. Like I said, the more that we can make things a habit, then we don't have to stop and think about it. Think how much energy you use, for example, in the morning. Where's my purse? Oh, where did I put my phone? Oh, do I have my lunch? You know, all of those things. You're sucking energy from yourself when you are running around doing all of those things. But if you have a habit, or as we talked about last week, if you have a routine, then it's just like clockwork. You just walk by, there's the purse, there's the phone, there's your briefcase, your food, whatever. The more that we can do those things, the better off that we will be. So what are maybe, and I want you to think about it, what are two things that maybe you've put together and didn't even think about it? Something that you like to do along with something that isn't something that you enjoy, but you just know that it needs to be done. Chances are you have things like that, okay? For me, a lot of times it's washing dishes, and that's when I tend to listen to podcasts. Okay. I'm not crazy about washing dishes, but it needs to be done. I stay on top of it, and it really gives me a break and I can enjoy. Or maybe, it's listening to music or whatever. But the more that we can get into the habit of doing those types of things, then the better we will be. For example, if you go out and check your mail the same time every day, that would be the perfect time to say, I think I'll walk around the block after I get the mail. Again, things like that are going to be the difference. That's why they say people that have pets are often a little bit healthier. Why? Because they have to take that animal out. So you see the neighbors, even in the dead of winter, taking that dog out. So again, if you can tie something that you need to do with something that you already do, then it's easier to make it a habit. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are there some things that you are doing and you hadn't even thought about? The more that we can make healthy living a lifestyle instead of, oh, I need to do this because I have a doctor's appointment and I want to lose a few pounds, or oh, I need to do this because it's time to renew my insurance and I want the cheaper rate. The more we can make healthy living a lifestyle and not a fad, not something that's up and down, really, the better our lives will be and the more energy we will have to do the things that really excite us. So, I'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments. Please let me know what you're thinking, things you want to hear about. And again, ladies, if you haven't already or you haven't been in the group in a while, go to my Healthy Living Made Easy lifestyle group. Also, I'm going to put a link to a book that really helped me hone in on habits, and it's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And I did listen on audiobook this last summer. One of the best books I've read in a while. Super helpful in making things more a habit. So anyway, have an amazing week. Consider sharing this video with others. Stay tuned. Take care.